is a good way to put that? I think it's just best to sort of calm yourself down and to not really think about it too much. Just to go back to focusing on the gameplay and not be too concerned. I mean, everyone makes little hiccups, and unless it's something gigantically horrendous, I can't imagine it really botching like your basic game plan. And I guess I just answered it there. Yeah, if you have a game plan, that will help a lot. Anytime you make a mistake, let's say you make a gigantic mistake, like you built a refinery before you built a gas geyser. Well, that didn't make any sense. Let's say you built a refinery before you built a barracks, and you're just like, oh my god, I didn't mean to do that. Oh my goodness. Well, what do you do then? Well, just make sure you have a plan. You can probably readjust in some fashion. Like if you're going for fast Hellions, if that was the focus of your game plan, then okay, you got this refinery early. Well, let me just get 100 gas, and then I'll pull guys out of gas. I didn't do that before with my original build, but I'm doing it now with this readjusted build because I'm just getting back on track with my plan. And that has been one thing that has helped me out quite a bit. And now here's the other thing that I think is a lot more of a bullshitty answer, but too often players will have an emotion, and they'll let that emotion dictate their thoughts. So allow us to take in a situation that I'm sure everyone has had, where you have a crush on a girl, and oh, she's fancy, you're into her, right? But then some other nerd starts eyeing her and says something charming to her, and you think, I hate that guy, right? It's like, I want that man to die. In reality, you don't want him to die. You probably have no beef with him, but you just get this flood of hormones, of adrenaline, that makes you feel this thing, but you shouldn't believe that feeling. You shouldn't say to yourself, oh, I guess this person actually is a horrible human being by having a normal conversation with this girl I'm into. That's obviously illogical. Similar to how when you make a mistake, your brain takes off and your brain wants to go, God, I'm so stupid. Oh my God, I'm going to lose this game. Why on earth did I make that mistake? Okay, no, come on, man, focus, man, focus. Even saying things like, come on, focus, man, focus, in your head, is not something you would ever do in a normal game. So I would say work very hard on clearing your head, because to be entirely honest, it's your head. You're allowed to think whatever the hell you want to think. But it is surprisingly difficult to force you to just be a little bit empty-brained, just to clear your mind and to be able to focus. And I would definitely say that that's something that people should practice consciously. Like in this game, I'm going to do my build, but I'm going to focus on having a clear head and just trying to let my hands and my eyes do the build that I've practiced. And that's been very useful to me. I mean, really, I think that that's all a clutch player is. I mean, like, I used to just bomb tournaments when I got into an intense situation. But after a while, I was able to clear my head, and when I would get this feeling of, oh my god, oh, I made a mistake, I could just sort of push it back down and go back to thinking about my game plan. So I definitely think that pushing back down-ness is very, very, very useful. It sounds so vague, but the girl example is like the best thing that I can think of. You know, anytime you're stressing about a test or stressing about anything, see if you can literally just make yourself think nothing. Like, not think super positive stuff, not try to think about it in a way that doesn't make you feel so bad. Just don't think about it. Just literally remove it from your head.
Oh, yeah. People aren't rational. I know when I lose a lot of games, I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to stop playing until I get better. So I don't lose my life.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, I see. I do the opposite. I rage, and I do like 18-hour sessions, or at least I used to. I mean, now you should do like second-level view of your emotions. Anytime you get really upset after a game, you shouldn't think, oh, this is so stupid, I hate that guy. You shouldn't think, no, don't get mad, it's just a game. You should say to yourself, isn't it interesting that I am getting this flood of chemicals? Isn't that fascinating? Huh? You almost view yourself as though you are your own test subject and you're a scientist studying the effects of games on people. Just like, oh, interesting, like little notepad and monocle and stuff. Because really, all those hormones and all that adrenaline and all that rage that comes out when you lose is meaningless. It doesn't mean anything. Your body was just preparing you because it thought you were going to be attacked by a lion, but in fact you're just a nerd who's safe inside your living room playing video games. You know, it's completely illogical, and it's important not to get too caught up in that because, I mean, honestly, we all play games to have fun, so let's make sure we stick to that.
I'm going to save that recording little bit there. put it in a little parcel, and mail it to one Greg Street at CJ Entis House, Korea.
Yeah, it's like, take that advice, memorize it, and repeat it 100 times to Idra. Just make sure that he gets it.
Can you, dude?
Well, I mean,
if he was like the master of his emotions, he would be literally the most amazing player in the universe. He would like eat humans for breakfast.
Yeah, well, I mean, in his defense, everyone gets pissed off when they lose. And I especially understand why Greg gets pissed off, because he has brilliant, long, well-thought-out game plans. And how frustrating is it when you have spent hundreds, probably thousands of games in his case, developing a 45-minute long game plan with transitions and evolution and timing, and some nerd comes along with his 5-minute game plan and lucks out a win against you. It's enraging, because all of a sudden, if he wins in 5 minutes, 40 minutes of your game plan you didn't even get to do. Of course it's very frustrating. I just think that the one difference between Greg and a lot of other players is that he vocalizes it. Because to be honest, of course I get angry when I lose. I mean, I just accept that this anger is meaningless, so don't stress too much about it. It is not a big deal, but it's gonna be there. I mean, you're honestly doing something right if you're focusing really hard, you're pushing yourself, and your body feels very irritated and gets thrown off balance when you end up losing. Give yourself a break, be nice to yourself, do not ever try to force yourself to keep playing when you don't want to. But, you know, it's the sort of thing that happens when you're trying really hard and focusing really hard. And, you know, just be nice to yourself and be reasonable.
Alrighty, I'm going to let you off with one last question, and it is going to be...
Let's do this.
It's a doozy one. Say this is the, some guy, Joe Schmo, we'll call him, picks up Starcraft 2 from GameStop 4 months from now, right? And he's never played an RTS before, but he wants to focus, he wants to make this an important thing to him. He is just so excited by seeing this game. He really wants to get good, but he has nowhere to start. Where would you say Joe should start off right at the beginning?
I mean, getting a buddy, always a good choice. Yeah, I hope to do something about that. I mean, I like my dailies, but I would say that they're probably aimed towards the players who are already mildly comfortable with the interface, but I want to expand that as I have more time. Spread the StarCraft love to everyone, but, you know, until that point in time, get a buddy. Get a buddy and play the game with your buddy and have a lot of fun with it. And definitely play the single player, because I'm not going to lie. I play the single player, and it is great.